What is up, everyone? My name is Kyle. I'm with Danny. This is Edited Truth. This is, I guess, our pre-Comic-Con podcast. We'll do a post-Comic-Con one as well, but this will be a quick one. We just got some good, bad, and the ugly. A little bit of news, mainly a little bit of our daddy Iger saying some bad things out there in the public. We're going to see what the rules are because everyone seems confused. Mm-hmm. Even some cosplayers are like, should I cosplay? Some actors are like, shut the fuck up. And just stop putting stuff out there like that. Anyways, we'll talk about that a little bit. And we'll talk about where you can find me at Comic-Con this weekend. This will probably be posted on Thursday, so right at the beginning of the con. Hopefully. How you doing, Danny? What's new?
There's people making movies without people now. I guess that's the new thing. Yeah. TV shows without
some
people.
AI, there's
and people still want more money, but even less for the people that they're not even paying anymore.
Narwhals pushing balls into little things.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget about that. Yeah,
well, they're going to turn that to 11. They're going to be
it's all narwhals.
They're going to be cyber new type narwhals pushing those balls.
They're going to fail then at the end. Ultimately, that's what you're telling me.
Well, yeah.
Get the money out of it while you can. Let's. Was that like a pro Bob Iger response right there? Get the money out of it while you can, Bob Iger.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not doing justice to the brand.
Yeah.
It's hurting the brand by wanting to be paid more money.
Yeah.
Because the people above you say, well, if we keep that money, it's better for us. And we like that. Mm-hmm. And so we don't want to share it. So deal with that.
Deal with it.
And the other people are like, well, no. And then that's kind of where that's at.
Yeah.
And he's like, the head of a large company. So like, he didn't even try to sugarcoat it. He was just saying, we're just here to make more money. And these people are getting in the way of that. And I just don't like that.
So the dude who got this interview, let's just get into the news. So the dude, we're going to talk about Bob Iger's statement. Everyone's talking about it recently, as he said, it's very disturbing to me that all these actors would ask for so much. It was an interview. Whoever got the interview, man, he's going to get all the jobs now. Like, man, I got Bob Iger to say some fucked up shit.
Yeah, you have to be real candid. It was like that moment they had that Mitt Romney leak where that guy was recording him, just being real with his donors. Like that. This is that moment, but for Disney, it's great.
Right.
It's kind of. I guess this is our cringe moment of the week right here too.
It is pretty much the cringe moment of the week. Yeah. Bob Iger said this on a huge resort in Ohio where a bunch of billionaires met up. You got
CNBC covered it, I believe.
Yeah, CNBC covered the whole thing. But like billionaire events on this huge thing that none of us plebes will ever be able to afford, talking about how their expectations are not realistic. These actors, Danny.
Well, I mean, that's not a bad argument either, but at the same time, it's just like hand waving, so no one has to change money. That's really what it boils down to. Mm-hmm. Well, the disturbing part is weird because that's that narrative that people like to throw on things when they disagree with it. Mm-hmm. You disagree with me? I find that disturbing. I find that dangerous. Your opinion varies from mine. My God.
Yeah, it's weird. This is like the one time where actors are actually not selfish because ultimately the strike doesn't affect the rich actors. It affects the 99% that barely could make minimum wage trying to act. So it's interesting that they actually put their faces out there for them. But other than that...
Well, think about it. We were talking about it earlier, though, with Spielberg and the predicting of some sort of weird collapse and then rebuild of the movie industry. Mm-hmm. I mean, the actors and all the writers are essentially using this moment in time as a bargaining chip against the studios.
Yeah.
And that's really what's coming out here. And he's just kind of painting it in a darker light. Not necessarily like it's their... It's like their own fault that this all came to be, but they're turning the blame inward on everyone else. The audience, the actors, everyone involved. It's wild.
Yeah, it is wild. You want to see Sean's Gunn response to Bob Iger?
Sean Gunn specifically? Yeah,
Sean Gunn specifically.
Let's do it. Yeah,
all right, let's do this.
Okay.
All right. Maybe not.
You can't. No.
What just happened?
They've already blocked it.
Oh, no.
Disney took it down.
The Disney folks, they're after us.
You can't. Oh, there it goes.
Bob Iger talks about what a shame it is. He needs to remember that in 1980, CEOs like him made 30 times what their lowest worker was making. Now Bob Iger makes 400 times what his lowest worker is.
Totally.
And I think that's a shame, Bob. And maybe you should take a look in the mirror and ask yourself, why is that? And not only why is that, is it okay? Is it morally okay? Is it ethically okay that you make that much more than your lowest worker? And if so, why? Why is that okay? If your response is that that's just the way business is done now, that's just the way corporations work now, well, that sucks, and that makes you a person if that's your answer. So you should come up with a better answer than that.
And then later that night, he got a phone call, and they said, we're going to make you lead in Guardians of the Galaxy 4, and he recanted that statement.
You know what? Bob Iger is such a great guy. Let me tell you.
I've been drinking a lot lately, and I've been depressed, and I just wanted to let you guys know that I didn't mean any of that. Scratch it. This guy saved my life.
Be on the lookout for Kraglin's Arrow coming 2025.
I'd watch it.
I'd pirate it. Yeah, not bad.
This is gonna get all weird.
This is
such a weird.
It's such a weird response to come out out of the gates.
Were they gonna cut to like Clint Howard next or something? Were they gonna shake the family tree of like who's who of like B-list Hollywood celebrities to talk about the strike, and their juxtaposition is the problem?
Right. Also, when the strike happened, the SAG strike, once that came into full effect, we saw even Oppenheimer had their premiere when the action took place.
Yes.
They just walked out of the film. They're all like, I'm going to shake some hands and I'm gone.
Yeah,
pretty much. It's
disconnect. Yeah, complete.
Yeah.
It's like I don't even know if that's like it's a show solidarity, or if some people are like, let's take advantage of this moment and not have to put these like shitty ceremonial things.
I don't know what the it's weird when the actors are I have more empathy for the Writers Guild than the Actors Guild, because there's a lot of performative politics as well.
It's a large umbrella that covers a lot of different assets of like theater and cinema.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. You can't really just point at certain people in that group and be like, this group sucks because of them. Because there's a lot of people in that boat, if you will.
Well, let's look at this. This is directly from SAG.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, I like that. That's
page. Cool. All right, so you can't be on camera, principal camera work for acting, singing, dancing, performing stunts, piloting on camera aircraft. That's specifically for Tom Cruise.
That is
just like, you cannot pilot anything and claim that as a movie. Or like it'll be considered SAG work.
Tom Cruise was pissed when he saw that.
Don't get on an airplane.
He's like, I want to do so many more freaking movies with airplanes.
So off-camera work, ADR looping, TV trailers, voice acting, singing, narration, including descriptive services. So you can't be the Ford guy going like, it's Bill Ford tough, because I go home and I fuck my wife. And then, you can't do that. You can't do that either.
That's a good commercial. I don't like this.
Background work, stand-in work.
Oh, man.
Photo and body doubles, fittings, wardrobe.
No scanning? I don't even know what that means.
Scanning, so like you can't get scanned as in like 3D scanned and used as a like a 3D model.
Yeah, like the motion mocap and all that
mocapping and stuff. Yeah,
I totally get what you mean.
Which this is against SAG-AFTRA, which is funny because currently right now there's instances of background and scab actors selling away their lives, just getting scanned, and you're gonna see like stock random people in the background.
What is this, like swing kids of like fucking B-list actors? What is this turning into? It's like, hey, it's gonna be weird. I'll sell you my likeness on the black market.
Weird, yo.
This is getting weird, Kyle. I don't know. This is
technology
just bleeds into these fields of like evolution that we can't keep up with sometimes. This is too much. It's a little surreal.
All right, so promotion of publicity services under theatrical contract.
Social media, thank God.
Tours, personal appearances, interviews, conventions, as in San Diego Comic-Con. No actors will be making an appearance at this event. Fan expos, festivals, panels. Yep, I'm gonna mention a panel that's completely different now.
Well, a lot of big studios pulled out of a lot of those halls, anyways.
Like Marvel's not making a Hall H appearance. None of
the Disney stuff or any of those studios.
So they probably
Universal,
saw this coming.
I believe, is that?
Yeah, they pulled out about a month ago.
Good point. Oh, I see what you mean.
They saw this coming, so they just pulled the plug.
I thought they just had zero faith in their brand. My mistake.
No, they got to show a front.
Sorry, Occam's razor. My bad.
This is a weird one. A podcast appearance. Oh, I guess podcast appearances in reference to promoting your material. So I assume you could talk about Cars as an actor.
That must be great. So many people just on podcasts, they just hang out, and then when they're done, they can just cut the fucking promotional shit.
You can't also negotiate or enter into any contracts as well. Let's see. Anything else? That's pretty much it. But yeah, this is, so we're not going to get, remember the last writer's strike, right? Back in the day? We got cool things like Dr. Horrible, that was
Dr.
all
sing along with
they were all
NPH.
doing non-SAG work, because they put it on the internet because no one cared about the internet. It wasn't viable at the time. But you can't do that now. You're not going to see a Dr. Horrible. Maybe you'll see like a.
Well, they said specifically on here a few of those fields of release were forbidden.
Yeah,
verboten. They're gone. You couldn't singing. A lot of those without count. So. I don't know how you can't get around really. This is airtight.
Yeah.
This is airtight. You just have to be people doing nothing.
You have to be people doing nothing.
Can't even try to be just this is rough.
Sure,
but yeah, that was I totally forgot about that. That Dr. Horrible sing along was due to the actors strike. Yeah. Wow. We lost heroes, but we got that in return.
Good old Fran Drescher. I always forget she's the president of SAG. God. She's killing it. She's talking a lot of shit the other day.
What the fuck is that? How did that happen? How did we? I didn't even.
Fran Drescher as the.
I didn't know that. That was where she kind of.
That's where she
took a hard left into.
Doing. Yeah. Did you watch The Nanny back in the day?
I came across it a bunch. I'm more familiar with her as like one of like Ross's like recurring, like partners on fucking Friends when I was a kid.
Oh.
Before I realized how bad that show was. Oh, Friends.
I was a fan of the movie Beautician and the Beast with Fran Drescher.
That's not a bad movie. That's not a bad movie. All right, I'll give you that. That's got a campy nostalgia to it. It's not outright like. It's not like, terrible. I would say.
Yeah.
It's got some rough points. It's got some rough points. That voice though is so iconic with just that terrible laugh.
Let's listen to this.
Shit!
Fran Drescher.
She's gonna go on a rant.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm scared.
Maybe not. Nope. It's just. No.
This is just. She's gonna come out. And,
here we go.
Here we go. Oh, this is gonna be the rant.
What did you think about Bob Iger's comments yesterday?
I found them terribly repugnant and out of touch, positively tone deaf, and I don't think it served him well. If I were that company, I would lock him behind doors and never let him talk to anybody about this because it's so obvious that he has no clue as to what is really happening on the ground with hardworking people that don't make anywhere near the salary that he's making. High 7 figures, 8 figures. It's like, this is crazy money that they make and they don't care. They're like land barons of a medieval time.
And I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh no, don't do it. Just leave it in the 90s where it needs to die. But jeez, poor Fran Drescher. Oh my gosh, being an actress has not been nice to her. Her poor face. Her poor chemically maintained face.
Usually, she clearly doesn't give a fuck about getting any roles anymore. Because usually, if you say something like that to the public, you would never get a role again.
Well, yeah, she's taking a hard line against the companies that would essentially control the route she could go for any type of real substance, like money-making roles. Mm-hmm. I mean, she could do her own thing. I mean, this seems like she's fine with this. I guess this is
she's cool with this life.
This is her legacy, and I guess it's a little more amicable. It seems like she's doing more amicable things than what she used to do with her shows.
I mean, yeah. Oh, man.
Interesting. So bizarre. Fred Drescher's in charge, just going toe-to-toe with Bob Iger.
Right.
And we got people selling their likenesses on back alleyways.
Oh, late-stage capitalism's weird, man.
Right?
Oh, right? It's getting so weird.
It is.
Anyways, I'll be at like an 8-bit 80s party tomorrow. Come find me there.
Live in that juxtaposition, my friend.
Look at that juxtaposition. Let's get into some good, the bad, and the ugly. Are you ready for this, Danny?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right, I started last week. You start with your good. Let's hear it.
The 2015 film Experimenter, the Stanley Milgram story. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, okay.
Stars Peter Sarsgaard.
Uh-huh.
It contains essentially this biopic-like rendition of the events that unfolded in Yale back in 1961. He conducted an experiment. He was a psychologist at Yale. Had this kind of idea after experiencing things like concentration camps in World War II, fucking mass psychosis in populace. So he thought, okay, the human mind is something that's possibly malleable in a situation of trauma and duress.
Right.
So he wanted to try to replicate those scenarios on a small micro scale and conduct trials, different approaches.
Mm-hmm.
So what he ended up finding out is that in certain situations, and this is the part where I enjoyed this movie because it really kind of got a little gritty. Some people could cross lines without little to no guidance or little to no pushing. And it got kind of scary to me when I was watching this, but it was still good. But it was like kind of frightening to see how easy these people were willing to like electrocute someone, tase someone to death, put them in harm's way in a way that was almost lethal, or almost explained to them as if, oh man, what you're going to do is do something very dangerous, almost deadly to this person. But I'm going to tell you to do it anyways. And even if you have qualms about it, I'm going to still say, I need you to do it anyways. And some people are like, oh, this is extremely dangerous. But there were a lot of people on the second one where they're like, well, still, I need you to do it anyways. They're like, okay. And that's where the movie really did hit that point of just being frightening because it's just people were willing to roll over and try to just injure their fellow human.
Right, yeah.
And the main test subject was played by Jim Gaffigan, which was funny as shit. So he was acting out all the pain in the other room.
Did you ever see him?
Yes.
Okay, you actually see him at one point. Okay.
Yeah, it's totally Jim Gaffigan as one of the... first when they introduce him as a legitimate, like, test subject.
Right.
It's later that you realize when he goes in the other room that he's like, oh shit, he's a plant. Jim Gaffigan's working with them.
Yeah.
He's working with Peter Sarsgaard, who's played the lead. He's got like this kind of hustle they're doing. And it turned out that like him being that character and having his like comedic like pitch of like portraying legitimate agony actually really added to the element of the movie. And it was a good contrast to what Peter Sarsgaard's character was delivering in every scene, which was like more dour and like down, like direct, like, and how did that make you feel? But now do this and other just stuff like that. It's a good movie. It was one of those movies like this. Have you ever seen The Stanford Experiment?
No, I haven't.
It's a simulant, but you know of the Stanford Experiment.
I know of the Stanford Experiment.
But specifically, the movie vibe and how it was presented is exactly the same.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very good. Check it out. It's
nice.
It's captivating. It's captivating. Pete Sarsgaard was really good in this too. This fit him. Fit him very well. I was like, these are the kind of roles that you kill it at.
Yeah. The Skarsgårds, man.
No, this is Sarsgaard, not one of the Skarsgårds.
Oh, Sarsgaard.
Yeah.
Peter Sarsgaard.
Not one of the 9 Skarsgård brothers and uncle and family.
Okay.
The Scandinavian Baldwins.
So many.
Yeah. It's unnecessary. How many?
All right, my good. You put it on the media server, and I had to watch it, and I watched it, and I still love it. It almost made ugly because of one thing, but I was like, nah, I can forgive it for this. That movie is a '90s classic by Robert Rodriguez. The Faculty.
Oh, you watched The Faculty?
I watched The Faculty. It still is fucking amazing.
Oh,
it's still
shit.
awesome. It still holds up. It's still 90s as fuck.
Yes.
It's super
so
90s. It's very 90s. Now, the thing that almost put it in the ugly is the drug that, what's his name? Josh Hartnett has.
His weird fucking snorting pen drug.
Yeah, it's essentially mainly, like, the majority of it is just caffeine pills.
Well,
and they relied on those drugs, but caffeine is so abundant everywhere. Throw a soda.
It was
on
edgy
them.
MacGuffin is what it was. It was like we wanted a MacGuffin, but we wanted to be edgier than just like drink fucking too much Coke or something, or like and some Mountain Dew. Surge. It was the 90s. They could have just fucked on Surge and they'd been fine.
Surge will dehydrate.
That should have been product placement. They could have synergized. I would have loved the movie even more.
Yeah.
Dead.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I wanted to go back and watch that. I was like, this is a great cast. This is also one of those movies that I remember it would just loop on like pay-per-view or something like that. And I just watch it like once a week. I'm like, I like this movie. It sounded like cheesy about it, but it works as like a modern sci-fi, and it had like Invasion of Body Snatcher vibes, all that kind of stuff.
Yes, and it's very self-reflexive of that because they talk about Invasion of the Body Snatchers and how that movie plays out and relating it to their events.
That was actually a good trend in the 90s because like Wes Craven started that with Scream.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of the lampooning of the genre that those horror movies kind of came from.
Yeah. The cast is so eclectic.
Right?
There's so much you got working.
Usher's in that movie, man.
Usher
is
fucking
in that
Usher
movie.
in his prime. Oh, man. We got... what's his name?
Frodo.
Yes.
John Stewart is in that movie.
That's the other, like, so random. So out there.
Josh Hartnett. There's
Hartnett.
the girl from Girl Interrupted and Ghosts of Mars. She has shorter hair.
Yes, I forget her name, but she was big in the 90s. She was in so many
she was
movies.
in like a movie every 2 years or something like that, or 1 year every year at one point.
Also, Famke Janssen before she became what's it called? Jean Grey.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. This movie came out before.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I think it came out
Yes,
before
because X-Men was later, and this was like 97 or something like that. 96,
somewhere around there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cast is great. Just it's like playing to the cliches of like your typical like high school at the time, while at the same time kind of like lampooning it, almost like a Breakfast Club way, where they kind of all the cliques come together.
Oh, totally,
Instead of the Breakfast Club coming together over their past and their lives, it's like, no, we got to save the world from aliens.
Yeah,
it's great.
And they did that in a way that was almost organic, like a pastiche, and less like a straight like we're leaning. They did a scary movie and all those other superhero movies. That stuff leaned into it too hard. This actually did it in a way that felt like, especially at the time when it felt cool. It was like, this is a cool movie. I like this. Telling your friends about it. Did you watch The Faculty? That movie's dope as shit.
Yeah. Another thing, Josh Hartnett just decapitates Famke Janssen, and she's like crawling like this around, like with her head.
Yeah.
And she's alive at the end. I don't know how that works.
John Stewart makes a cameo in the after credits with like the eye patch because they stabbed him in the eye with the
Right.
pen
I always
with the
forget
drugs.
about. I didn't watch I didn't know about that after credit scene for like decade after that movie came out.
Well,
probably.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
And I forgot about it again.
We're not trained for it. We weren't trained for it back
We weren't
then.
at the time.
I am now.
Not at all. Yeah.
I'll go to the very end until I see that final like thing and it shuts off. I'm like, okay.
Right. Oh,
there were so many movies I missed things on that. I'll go back and I do it. The Ferris Bueller thing I didn't know about until like the fourth, fifth time I watched it.
Yeah. There's a lot of random 90s post-credit scenes that you're just like, that was a thing? Oh, okay. Whatever.
Yeah. It was bizarre.
Yeah. But check out The Faculty.
Check the fuck out of The Faculty.
I love that movie.
Yeah,
it's great.
It's a solid sci-fi alien movie. Just perfect.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
All right, let's move on to the bad, Danny.
Oh, this is going to be easy for me. I watched this crap fest called The Adjustment Bureau. Came out in 2011. Mm-hmm. It was directed by George Nolfi. And it was helmed in the acting prowess of Matt Damon.
Oh.
And it's just bad. It's bad. It's like they took Dark World and they tried to make it into like a sci-fi it's like a romance sci-fi rom-fi? I don't know, what would you call it? Or something even like weaker than that. Like it didn't even try to like vet out in any of the genre. It just was really lazy and ambiguous to try to seem like cool and like mysterious. You're just like, look at all these weird things that are happening. And it just felt like the story was so messy and the rules were so messy. You remember that movie It Follows?
Yeah.
It's something like that, where it's like they tried to construct a world that made sense in the beginning that had rules, but then they constantly bent the rules for the story and the narrative and other just weird moments to just kind of fit the scene. And it made me just kind of get confused and lose immersion. Matt Damon was weird. His acting was kind of whiny. He ran a lot, like more than like Tom Cruise would even a movie.
Right.
And it's a bad movie. Adjustment Bureau is garbage. And the director made a good movie that was in 2016, Birth of the Dragon. Okay. It's a Bruce Lee biopic that was really good and it wasn't bad. So I thought this movie could be good, but no.
No good.
No, just watch Dark World. That's such a better movie.
Yeah. No.
Or is it Dark City?
Dark
City. Actually.
Dark City.
Dark
1998, right?
Yes, it's Dark City. Dark World I was combining with Ghost World. Which is also good. Watch both of those. Yeah. Dark City and Ghost World. They're
Jennifer
great
Connelly,
movies.
Kiefer Sutherland.
Fucking Kiefer.
Hell yeah. Cool. All right.
Yeah,
all
so
right.
that's bad.
That's your bad, huh?
Yeah, what do you watch?
My bad. I've been editing most of this week, so I didn't get a lot to watch. So I'm going to talk about episode 8 of Mobile Suit Gundam called The Winds of War. Now, episode 8, we're already on Earth. Amado, White Base, already on Earth.
Okay.
And Garma is on the chase of them. So they're beginning their chase, they're trying to get back to Earth Federation territory. They have Zeon territory.
And they have Zeon Elite right on their tail.
So what happens is the refugees on board the White Base, they get fed up, so they make this kind of plan to essentially do a ceasefire with Garma.
They're trying to negotiate on White Base's behalf.
They agree. So they send out our good old Gunperry. Gotta love Gunperry. But before they do it, Kai puts a hole in it to make it look battle damaged. They got a plan.
They pre-damage the Gunperry. It's like a Trojan horse.
Yeah. So they take out the Gunperry.
Okay.
And a Zeon fighter kind of follows him. A Zeon Dop follows him.
Okay.
And essentially, Amado and the team like put smoke near the hole, so it looks like they're going down, and they pretend like they do a fake crash.
Oh, okay.
They let the refugees out,
all right,
and then like Frau and them, they jetpack back,
all right,
while Amado and Ryu are hiding. This sounds like Looney Tunes, right?
It does.
This is ridiculous.
Because I'm picturing it. It's very cartoony in my head. They're like crouched around and like trying to see. It's like these single frames. It sounds more Speed Racer-y. Is what it is.
It's very much a Speed Racer. This is like a very
Speed Racer fucking Gundam episode.
So they go back. And Amado and Ryu are hiding on they're hiding on the Gunperry, right?
Yes.
And so
the Trojan Perry.
They put the Gundam in the Gunperry. They're about to come out. But then the Zeon notices one of this family, one of this mother. They go off. They don't follow the rest of the refugees. They're going to this town. The other one's going to this other town, like a few miles away, called St. Agnes, right?
Okay, so group split.
So Zeon notices that. They come in, and it looks like Zeon's about to attack the mother. So the Gundam comes in. He's like, "Oh, I gotta stop this for a second." And Zeon comes in. Drop supplies for the mother. You're like, oh, okay, they're actually doing something good. Gun's like, nah, fuck that shit. I'm gonna shoot.
Fucking Amuro, man.
I mean, it's kind of, it's like there's like 2-second moment where it's just like, oh, I've been spotted. Bam. But it's like, it was so quick. We're just like, damn, Amuro's just like savage.
Well, remember on Cuckoo's Don's Island, he stepped on that guy, and then that other dude, he beam sabered right to his face.
They were on a ceasefire by that time, too.
Yes.
Amuro's fucking not confiding to war.
It's it already makes Camille seem a little more normalized when you think about like, well, all right, well, Amuro was kind of crazy too. Char actually doesn't even seem that wild compared to Amuro. They seem almost like equal rivals now in their insanity.
It is ridiculous. And then, so then
some supplies.
So then after that, he shoots them down. They're not dead. We'll get back to that.
Oh shit.
So then Amuro begins like a fight with Garma and them, and
okay. So you gave up their spot now by doing this. You blew their cover.
They're fighting. Everyone's fighting. Everyone. You know, it's
He's
a fight.
On a bloodlust.
And Garma retreats, and everyone retreats, and that's more or less the episode. The animation is on Cuckoo's Don's level.
Oh,
honestly.
The original.
Yeah.
Everything was just really lazy, really rough.
It was rough. Now the ending is funny and like abruptly like tragic. So what happens is the downed fighter that fucking Amuro just shot out this guy, they actually survive and they meet up with the mother, and they're just like making sure the mother is good.
Are you okay? We're still trying to help you. Did you get those supplies?
Yeah. And then he's all like, you should just chill here, and then tomorrow wake up and meet up with your team. She's like, why? And they're like,
this is a battlefield.
This is St. Agnes, which is the town she was looking for. And she's just like this, and it's just dust, just nothing. And then they're just like, okay, bye. And then she just starts crying, and that's the end of the episode.
It's so beautiful.
It's so ridiculous. It's a wave of emotions.
Wait, this is your bad for them?
This is my bad. I guess it should be an ugly. I'm making it sound funnier than I guess it is.
Beautiful.
I am making it.
She's like, I need to find this town. You don't understand. He's like, lady, we're in the fucking town. This crater is in.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. They're gonna kill me. This guy. I tried to feed you food, and this guy wants to kill me for it. I'm gonna run out of here on foot, find my family, and be thankful that I'm still alive in this fucking war.
It is rough. It is rough.
Cut to close. He used a Trojan fucking parry. And then they hidden it on top of each other.
Yeah.
It's like they're children.
Never deny the
Oh,
power
that's
of the
great.
gun parry.
Oh, it feels good to laugh.
Yeah, I'm making it sound funnier than this.
You
But
really are, man. You hyped it up. I'm gonna after this. I'm going to fucking watch it.
Okay.
I'm gonna track it down.
Okay.
Track this shit down.
Man. All right. So that's my bad. What's your ugly?
All right. So with this one, I was kind of torn because I'm like, I don't know if I should count this movie as good or as ugly. Because like overall, I think it's ugly just because how old it is and my kind of take on it. But it's 1962's Whatever Happened to Baby Jane.
Oh, yeah, I watched that. I watched that after you left and just left it on. I was like, oh, I'm going to watch this now.
Yeah,
it was good.
Yeah, the Joan Crawford joint.
Yeah.
She like essentially carried the movie, which is like her overall charisma. But I mean, that movie was rough because
it was creepy.
The way they treated each other, the way they approached like mental health, just the shittiness between the two sisters overall. Mm-hmm. I think it's just a good movie because of like it approaches like family drama in a unique way, and also like Hitchcock, like it had a very much Hitchcock vibe.
Very Hitchcock vibe, yeah.
Yeah, which is funny because it wasn't Hitchcock, it was Robert Aldrich, which you would be familiar with him with the original Flight of the Phoenix would probably be that. Dirty Dozen he did. Yeah. My favorite would be like The Frisco Kid with Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
That's the movie I recognized him from. I was like, oh, I didn't know he did The Flight of the Phoenix and Dirty Dozen. I forgot he had done that. But there's like a handful of other movies that he's actually like relatively known for because he'd been working on things over the years. But everything I'd seen that he had done did not feel like this. This was very cerebral, very psychological in the approach to like what siblings can kind of go through when it comes to like a mental illness breakdown between two people. It's a big turn. It's a big turn in the end of the movie. You think, there's like one good sister or one evil sister. No, they're both crazy. They're both crazy.
Both crazy, yeah.
They're both crazy. They're both fucking crazy.
They're both out there. Oh, he did the original Hustle.
Ah, there you go. Okay.
Cool.
So
nice.
So he's got. I mean, that's the cool thing about directors like that. It's like he's got a variety in his wheelhouse of movies, and that's what I appreciate about that kind of versatility when it comes to being able to throw out your own kind of style, but a different feel or a different genre.
Right.
But yeah, it's an ugly movie.
But
she behind the chair. Yeah. Oh, it's so sad.
Yeah.
She kills a bird. Kills a bird. That's the Hitchcock. That's the most Hitchcock moment in the movie where it's like, savage. It's gritty. It's like a Psycho with the reveal of like the mom and stuff. But it was just like, oh, you killed that bird.
Did she kill the lady that was not the next door neighbor, but the servant?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
she killed
hit her with a hammer.
Yeah,
with a ball peen hammer.
Fuck, yeah.
She said, "Stop, hammer time." Yeah. It was. It's a good movie.
Savage,
it's a good movie, but it is rough to watch. That dance at the end, especially.
Yeah,
That's the moment. Okay, so
okay,
I just remembered right now. I'm like, oh yeah, a whole reason why it's an ugly to me is that dance is fucking the most cringiest, ugliest dance you've ever seen. She's just twirling on the beach.
It's bad.
Look at my dance. I'm so free.
Yeah.
And the officers are like, "Where's your paraplegic sister?" And she's like, "Oh, she's just on the shoreline." And it's like there's waves like washing over her. She's like probably
she's
like 30 minutes.
Halfway.
She's like 30 minutes away from drowning. The cops are like getting her out of there, and the other lady's just dancing in the background.
All right.
Yeah, watch that movie. Just throw it on and just let the sadness roll over you.
I dug it. It's a trip though. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone will always wonder whatever happened to Baby Jane.
To Baby Jane.
Question mark.
Oh boy. Yeah, that was good. I need to watch the beginning again. I don't remember what happened, and I didn't watch it the first time because I came in like halfway.
Beginning is a solid setup and a solid misdirection. It's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. Very much a like solid. Just felt like Twilight Zone. The beginning felt like that kind of solid setup and misdirection.
Yeah,
not the same in sci-fi sense, but maybe in like murder mystery sense.
Okay.
Yeah. Good.
Cool.
Good movie.
Right on. All right. My ugly is Tom Segura's Sledgehammer.
Oh shit! I keep forgetting that's out. I need to watch it.
It had some good moments. I'm amazed that he had a joke about his kids that didn't make me roll my eyes and was actually not too bad.
Yeah,
made me laugh.
Good. Yeah,
but
jokes about families
ultimately,
rough. Yeah,
it's Tom Segura. I stopped listening to his podcast as well. He's one of those people that like. It's like there's a noticeable difference now that he's like super rich.
Yeah, and he's in a lot of podcasts.
Right, yeah, he has a lot.
All the time. Like 10, 20 fucking podcasts with Tom Segura a week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, it just didn't hold up. Like, I do feel like they're, like, from, like, his first one to... Like his White Girl with Cornrows, which is an album. It's not even on. It's before his Netflix specials. That's like one of the. I love that White Girl with Cornrows album. I highly recommend.
There's a lot of good clips from that. Yeah,
and then his first Netflix was pretty good, and then just after that, just kind of slowly downhill. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I like hearing him chit chat with other comedians, and he's funny. But yeah, he has not aged into something more elaborate, like how some people got better as time went on.
Yeah.
Like the older Norm Macdonald got, the better he got.
Exactly.
A lot of people, George Carlin, in my opinion, was the same.
Yes.
So Bill Burr's been doing that pretty consistently.
Been killing it. Yeah.
There's a lot of comedians as they get older that are just getting better.
Yeah.
More like affluent and quick. So I don't know. Tom Segura's kind of gone the other way because it feels like his niche is more the podcast thing.
Right.
And just kind of being a part of that and getting sponsorships through all that stuff. Because, he's definitely rolling in the cheddar.
Yeah, he is.
It's a dairy farm over there for him.
But yeah,
at
check
his mom's house.
Don't watch Sledgehammer. Watch White Girls with Cornrows. Or listen to White Girls with Cornrows.
Listen to the sound of those white girl cornrows as they dangle in the wind.
Oh, man. Yeah, this is even Sledgehammer opens up with him like celebrities. It's like a montage of him with celebrities. I'm like, oh god. Yeah.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, all right. So good list for this week. My lists have been weak lately. I blame Comic-Con. Hopefully next week I will. Just kidding. Next week's probably going to be week 2 because I'll be recovering from Comic-Con. But eventually I will watch things. At least it's not me going like, I watched that BoJack Horseman episode again. Still good.
My good
Day
this week is
45.
episode 35 of BoJack Horseman.
Still good.
I thought it was captivating as always.
Oh yeah. All right. So let's move on to our final segment, which is where can you find me and Free Speech Geek at I was going to say WonderCon. Comic-Con. Where can you find us? So, tomorrow I will be at the 8-Bit After Party at Park Nightclub somewhere around 10. Don't know how long I will be there. Let's see. On the 20th at 6:30, I will be at Gay Geek Somewhere to Find Them. I'm going to bounce out of that early to go to another one at 7, Digital Comics. It's like a digital comics panel, and just like the process of digital comics. This is a fun one, Danny. You ready for this one?
Uh-huh.
On Friday, the 21st, at 10:30. Isabel Diepa on Instagram is hosting a Barbie meetup. And we are co-hosting, Danny. You excited? Are you excited for this? So 10:30, come. I will be there. I'm going to be the main photographer and videographer for the meetup. It'll be around 30 minutes to an hour or so. Hopefully I could get everyone shots. It's going to be a smaller meetup unlike the Marvel ones, but yeah, come if you can. There's going to be a lot of Kens and Barbies. You ready for that, Danny? That's going to be weird. I'm excited. Are
they going to make they're going to have the plastic faces? And they're going to look real creepy.
Maybe you just add like an extra layer of like foundation or something.
People are going to make themselves look like that, like animated or the like live mannequins. I could see a lot of that. That's going to be rough. Those are some rough pictures. There you go. Some more cringe for next week.
Some more cringe. There you go. I'll bring some pictures for the cringe. Yeah, we'll see. It's you. All the kids better have apps. If I see any rules, I'm gonna kick you. What do? I'll take them. I'll get like a giant magnifying glass and point it at you and try to laser you. That's what you do with the action figures, right?
You can draw. Just give them the Michael Keaton abs, where it's like it's a rubber.
The weird
suit. Rubber suit. Just put it on and then put the shirt over it.
There you go.
And then the abs will pop out of the shirt.
Okay. Tangent. Girls are doing that a lot.
They're putting fake.
They get
Batman abs?
It's like a weird chest plate that makes them get like man chest, and then they have the abs, and they do it for like when they dress as like shonen boys from like Deku from like My Hero Academia. A lot of girls like to do that and stuff.
Like when a Japanese girl would cosplay as Link in like Tokyo Game Show. Is that what you're talking about?
Kind of, actually a little creepier, surprisingly.
I mean, it's close.
Yes,
it's pretty close to how he looks. I'm actually surprised.
Yeah.
It's always kind of funny. Or Edward from fucking Full Metal Alchemist.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. At 2:00, we are still in Friday. 2:00, I will be going to an interview with Janice Chang, Marvel person. On the 22nd, we are now on Saturday. At around 9:00 in the back of the mezzanine will be the DC meetup, cosplay meetup. Right after that, at 10 will be the Marvel meetup and the Star Wars. It's like that every year. So it's like 9:00 will always be DC, then Marvel, then Star Wars. It's in the back of the thing. Everyone comes out. If you've been there, you've been. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a nice
place. It's always there. It's always happening. All right. There's a lot more happening on Saturday. Unfortunately, I don't have it completely scheduled out yet. I will probably post that somewhere on Instagram or Twitter. Let's move on to the 23rd, which is the last day of the WonderCon. And at 1:30, we have the X-Men fan panel. Following that, right after the panel, will be the X-Men cosplay meetup. So be there. I'll be taking a lot of photos, pictures, talking to a lot of people. And then right after that, at 3 o'clock, will be the Asian representation panel, which was the one we covered at WonderCon as well.
Yeah,
and then I'm
that.
going to drive home after that. And that will be my weekend. Lots more will be happening in between those. Keep posted. I'm sure I'll post a lot of random things, and things will change. The Asian representation panel is changing up because actors, so new lineups coming for that. Stay tuned. And yeah, just contact me for general photography inquiries as well. So it should be a fun weekend. I'm excited, Danny. But because I'm going to be doing this crazy stuff this weekend, you know what you're doing, right?
Sleeping.
No, well, yeah, you can sleep. You have time for sleeping, but you gotta.
It'll be hot. I don't even know what. It'll be melting.
Since I will be so busy, you must be the one who watches the Barbenheimer.
The Barbenheimer?
Yes.
Is it like a supercut where they cut Oppenheimer?
You can do that, yeah. If you can find a Barbenheimer cut, and it's just like, you know what? 2 birds, 1 stone. Fuck it. Let's do this.
I don't think I have the fortitude to get through that Barbie movie.
Well, let's do Oppenheimer.
I do Oppenheimer. I could do Oppenheimer. That Barbie movie scares me. Every time I look at it, I think, well, maybe this will be funny in a bad way. And I'm like, nah, I think it's just going to be bad in a bad way.
I have a feeling it's going to be an American isekai story.
My fucking eyes almost collapsed in when you said that. I was just like, sure can like just awestruck confusion of what that represents.
Oh no, it's a thesis. I'll get back to you on it.
I'll check out Oppenheimer.
Check out Oppenheimer.
And I'll give the Barbie movie a swing.
A swing.
I'll give it a swing.
I'll take it.
I'll take it. I'll start the stop clock.
So,
it'll be like 15 minutes in. And I'm like, nope.
So be on the lookout next week for more Comic-Con news as well as Barbenheimer news. Any ways?
It's like a weird celebrity couple.
People are just hyped. There's a lot of theater. AMC specifically is selling double features. They are selling out. It's crazy how people want to see both movies, like specifically both.
It's Bennifer. Go see Boppenheimer.
Oh my god!
Oh, fuck, man! This movie industry is collapsing.
It is collapsing. We're watching the collapse, and it's
Free
great.
fall.
Keep listening to this podcast to watch the collapse happen in front of our eyes. Danny, what did you learn this week? What are we? Why are we here?
I learned that, you know what? Bob Iger's right. It's really disgusting that these actors disagree or even have the notion to have free will and thought of their own. It's fucking putrid. That's what I learned, sir. And I'm going to try and sleep later. I'm going to try, but I don't fucking know if that's going to be possible with how fucking shaken to the core I am by what this rich man saw.
Well, I learned that I could just be AI and I could make pretty much the same amount of money. So I did that. And in fact, what you're listening to right now is in fact an AI, Danny. I'm not even here. I'm upstairs watching Red Notice.
Is that what the screen is? Shit, you're not a person. It's like dark in here, and I don't have my glasses.
Yeah, it is dark in here. It's nice and cool, though.
I thought I was hanging out with a computer for like an hour.
Yeah, you were just,
Oh, man, it's so hot and delirious, I wouldn't have noticed.
I already left for Comic-Con. I'm in San Diego already. I don't even know what you're doing.
It did the mic check and everything, too. It was wild. It was going to pack it a bowl and shit.
That's funny. That'll do it for that. Take 2. That'll do it for us this week. Be sure to go to freespeechgeek.com. We're going to be releasing a lot of articles over the weekend. Go check out our YouTube page. We have a lot of Danny talks about his favorite 90s anime in one of our recent videos. It's great. It's great.
I love 90s anime.
And much more. But that'll do it for this week. Danny, sign us off.
That'll do, folks.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you love this podcast, we have a lot more content over at freespeechgeek.com. We have upcoming convention coverage, news about your favorite weeb shit. We also do in-depth takes like, are some fans more religious than Christians, Jews, and Muslims? Spoiler alert, yes, some of you crazy people are. All that and more over at freespeechgeek.com. Go check it out, you psychopaths.